this is Christy, and today I'm doing part one of a two-part video series about the importance of change. And today I want to look at why it's important to change and why we have trouble changing, and then tomorrow I'm going to look at some steps we can take to actually start implementing the change that we want in our lives. So, just to start with, I feel like, it's a pretty commonly held belief among entrepreneurs that we want to embrace change. If you listen to most anything motivational or like self-help, you're going to hear about it a lot. And so I think, it's something that we have in our heads, in our minds, and we'll say, yeah, absolutely, I believe that. Yeah, of course, I want to change. But it can be so much harder to actually do it. So I was doing some research and I found that there's two big reasons why it can be so tough for us to make the changes that we want to make in our lives. And the first is that we get very stuck in our ways, even if we're not that old. Since it's hard to change, we tend to like to keep things the way they are. They call it the status quo bias. We want to keep things the same. We don't want to rock the boat or make waves. It's a lot easier to just go with the flow. So what happens then is that the longer we do that, the more deeply we get set in our ways. We just get ingrained with our thoughts and our habits and patterns in our lives, and then it's just that much harder to break out of them. And next thing you know, you're just deeply entrenched in these ruts, and it seems so difficult to get out that there's just, it's almost like there's no point in trying. And then secondly, we hate loss and failure. And one study that I read about found, this is going to sound a little crazy, but I was trying to figure out how to explain it, like that if you had the opportunity to win $20 or gain $20, it would make you 50% happy, say. But if you were going to lose $20, it would make you 100% sad. Does that make sense? So we get twice as sad about losing something as we do about getting it. So we are terrified of losing. And I think that also applies to failing as well, So when it comes to change, we're so scared that we're going to lose something along the way that unless, we know that there's going to be huge reward, at least twice as much as what we stand to lose, it's very hard to make that change. So then when you have those things, two things come together, that we're stuck in our ways and that we're afraid to lose, we just stay where we are and we get very stagnant. And you got to think we're trying to do great things with our life, right? And great things, they don't come by being average and ordinary and having the same thinking that we've had all our lives, or the same thinking that got us to where we are in our life, assuming that you want to do more than wherever you are. Right now, you're going to have to change. You're going to have new actions and new thought patterns. And so staying stagnant is never going to get you where you want to go. And, the greatest successes and visionaries that we've seen, they've all had this ability to be able to just go out there and push through their fears and change and conquer mountains. And that's what we want to do. One cool little thing I read was that Steve Jobs, people would describe him as having like a reality distortion field, and he could make people believe that anything was possible. He didn't get trapped in by what was reality and what people said could happen. And so just for today, I want to encourage you to just start looking at things that you want to change in your life. Just little things that might pop up throughout your day. Oh man, I want to get better at WordPress. I need to start networking more. Whatever it is for you, just start looking at that. And you don't have to come up with a solution for today, but try and see if you can figure out what's keeping you from making those changes. Is it something that you're stuck in, something you believe about yourself, a thought pattern that you need to change? What is it? Are you afraid of losing something by taking that next step? And just identify it. That's all I want to encourage you to do today, is just identify it. That is going to be your first step to making progress toward making the change then. And then be sure to come back tomorrow. I'm going to make part 2 for this video series, and I'm going to look at this really simple technique that you can use to start implementing and really making changes in your life. So again, I'm Christy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to click like and subscribe so you can see all our videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!